Garnock Connections is a landscape partnership working to protect and enhance the natural and cultural heritage around the River Garnock and is primarily funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund, with many aspects of the 25 interconnecting projects benefiting from the Green Infrastructure Community Engagement Fund. The project area follows the River Garnock from the Clyde Muirshire Hills in the north down through parts of Renfrewshire and North Ayrshire when it meets the River Irvine, forming a double estuary at Irvine Harbour. Garnock Connections was driven by local people, communities and organisations who demonstrated a passion and demand for landscape-scale action, conserving and enhancing natural and cultural heritage, leaving a legacy of benefits, stretching long into the future, helping to reconnect communities with their heritage through opportunities to develop skills and improve health and well-being in local green spaces. Our mission has been to connect people and places within the landscape. We've achieved this via 4 main networks: habitats, access, knowledge and community. Since the project began, we have funded 4 trainee posts, 2 wildlife recording assistants who have helped deliver a series of wildlife recording workshops and training opportunities, and 2 volunteer engagement assistants who have supported volunteer activity across the landscape, helped develop online volunteer resources and created 4 school workbooks and lesson plans. All 4 trainees gained various transferable skills and experience. We delivered a variety of wildlife recording training events and workshops to give local people the skills to survey and help protect local wildlife, and engage with 223 event participants across the Garnock Connections landscape on topics ranging from amphibians and reptiles to tree identification and bats. Adapting to challenges, we moved to deliver workshops online, which allowed us to welcome along larger and more varied audiences. We have a library of recording equipment for schools and community groups to borrow. We've already clocked up 104 loans. The availability of free-to-borrow recording equipment has allowed event participants to practice wildlife recording and build on the knowledge gained from training events. One volunteer even captured this image of a badger after borrowing one of the wildlife cameras. Event participants have also been learning how to use Garnock Connections iRecord activity to submit their wildlife sightings, which will help contribute to the development of a more robust database of wildlife across the landscape. 7,083 records have been made by 145 recorders. Wildlife records across the landscape have dramatically increased since Garnock Connections began in 2018, as has the spread of recorded sites. At events across the landscape, we gathered stories about local heritage and favourite trails from local people, which helped shape the access plan and our Heritage Trails app, Places That We Know. Garnock Connections encouraged and supported local people to add 27 trails to the app, highlighting key natural and cultural points along the way. This inspired people to create their own trails or discover someone else's, promoting a sense of pride in the landscape and what it had to offer. Many of the trails correspond to areas which have seen increased wildlife recording. Some of these trails led local trailblazers to visit habitat improvement projects carried out by local groups dotted across the project area. Among these are the new wetlands created at Giffen Mill Meadow in Bar Mill in partnership with the Bar Mill Conservation Group. The new ponds have improved habitat for a variety of birds, invertebrates and other wildlife. 6 hectares of new community woodland was created at 2 main sites and involved volunteers and trainees planting an impressive 6,000 native trees. Ardere Quarry Local Nature Reserve now provides access to a more diverse urban habitat for local people to enjoy. And Groat Home near Dalry, an access route was created as well as a new woodland, with new fencing protecting the young trees from livestock and deer. Both these sites will help to improve local resilience to flooding and climate change, as will the restoration of sand dunes at Stevenson Beach by reducing coastal erosion. Chestnut fencing was installed to encourage new dune formation. Young 4 dunes are a rare habitat for South West Scotland, and rare habitats encourage rare species who establish their homes here. Another Habitats for Wildlife project was the creation of 5 hectares of species-rich grassland meadow in areas of Kilbirnie, Lochshore and Ardrossan. This has provided people with more support, encouragement and opportunity to develop pollinators and wildflower identification skills and increase their confidence to submit records to our iRecord activity. The addition of a volunteer hub to the Garnock Connections website now allows volunteers to find ways to get involved in projects, learn of upcoming opportunities and get in touch with local community groups. They can also browse a range of citizen science surveys run by conservation organisations to find a survey that suits them, and also find ID guides, links to organisation websites and other useful information on the resources page. As well as a volunteer hub, we also created a Facebook group to connect and support individuals and groups across the landscape, and currently has 94 very active members. Thank you to everyone who funded, supported and got involved with these amazing projects. Local people have been equipped with new skills and knowledge to protect and enhance their local heritage, and have engaged with new tools and integrated activities to actively engage with and access green infrastructure. Newfound confidence has led to exploration and discovery of the landscape important to them. We are confident these projects are in the safe hands of people who care, who will actively participate in future management and conservation of the landscape for the benefit of the people, wildlife and green infrastructure of the Garnock Connections area.